to get with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah. It's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
Yeah, we are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim. And today we got some baseball. We got a full baseball slate to go over. So we're not going to waste too much time here. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we're going to take a look back at what happened yesterday. 1-1 right and 1-1 wrong in the world of sports betting. Yesterday was a profitable day for me. In the MLB went 10-8-1. Marlins should have won, pushed, gave up a run in the top of the ninth after scoring 2 in the bottom of the eighth to take a multi-run lead. So they pushed. Pittsburgh, Philadelphia over 8.5 was nowhere close. Blue Jays, first 5 run line, winner, full game -1, winner. Team total over 4.5. Got hooked there. They score 4. So that was not that. So that was still a profitable game, but yeah. Washington Nationals first 5 plus a half. I lose with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning on a 3-run home run. That was fun. Milwaukee Brewers team total over 4.5 at even money and full game over 10 was a winner. Tampa Bay Rays team total over, full game over. I needed 1 more run from the Astros, and I would have had a chance at cashing both. Both of them do not come through. Twins first 5 -0.5 was a winner, but the full game -1 was a loser. The over 9.5 though was a winner off of that grand slam. I was just hoping for a sac fly and then heading to extra innings, but it is what it is. Or heading to an 11th. That Padres game was overall a profitable one. First 5 -0.5 for those Padres. They get that done. The team total over 4.5. They got it done. I got hooked again on that total. They stranded the bases loaded. The Texas Rangers to end the game. And I got hooked on that over 8.5. Dodgers run line was a loser and a double winner on the Boston Red Sox first 5 money line, full game money line to end the slate. So a nice little end to that slate there. WNBA split out 1-1. Winner on the over 167.5 between New York and Minnesota. Loser on Washington, Dallas over there. So split out 1-1 down 0.05 units. The CFL finished 2-1. Did not get the over 48.5, but we got the Ticats. And if you guys follow me over on Cappit, you guys got 3.5 earlier in the week. Or if you are your subscriber on the site, you got a 4, depending on where you follow me and our picks here. But the plus 3.5 and the plus 155 comes through. The Ticats closed as a minus 115 favorite in that game. It moved that much. I was ready to get screwed at the end there because Ottawa was driving, and then they turned the ball over on third down. A turnover on downs on third down with about 30 seconds to go. During the because they turned the ball over at the 2-yard line. So the Ticats still needed to run a play, really, in order because they didn't have room to kneel the ball. And on that play, they brought Bo Levi Mitchell back out there, and on a little scramble, he gets hurt. So now Bo Levi Mitchell is probably going to miss next game because they ran him out there for a meaningless play with 11 seconds to go in the game.
Nice.
But overall, 13-10-1, up 1.60 units. Definitely will take that. July continues to be good. 249, 206, and 23, up 23.36 units. So very, very nice there. And overall, since June 1st, this is driving me crazy trying to find my Twitter. And now it just says X. I hate that.
Yeah.
It's still Twitter. But overall, since June 1st, 460, 372, and 51, up 34.95 units. So since June 1st, it's been absolutely beautiful. Hoping to continue that into today. as we have, 3 more days left in July.
Yes, yesterday got us back into the green for the month, Nick, on the site, which is nice to see. We're up half a unit this month.
Hell yeah.
And that's through 278 plays. Yesterday we had 10 plays. I will say I'm a little bit annoyed with something because these are the plays that we put on the site. The Minnesota Lynx game never was available on the site, which sucks because they won outright as 14.5-point dogs. Yeah, I'm pissed. I was gonna put that one up. I did it as I gave it out in the free pick stuff, or I bought out. I'm just overall pissed that I couldn't put that up on the site. Anyways, for the poop game, Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. If you know, you know, because with Philly P and the whatever. Over 8.5 loser. It was 2-1. I'll go over that game last, or I'll go over that play last. A Milwaukee loser, Hamilton. You just talked about that game. I ended up splitting in the WNBA. I got the under in the Seattle game. I got the which was a casher. I lost the over in the Dallas game, even with Dallas scoring 90 points. So that was totally fun. San Diego run line looked easy. I woke up to both that one and Boston being a winner. So that was nice to see. When you wake up and I get 4 alerts on BetStamp saying winner, 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 and winner with Hamilton, San Diego, and Boston. I woke up to all that. I'm like, yes. That always makes waking up at 3:30 a lot better is seeing some winners on your screen. And I will throw out the last play I'll talk about, and it was probably one of the easiest plays, was the Instagram play of the day, which was the over in the Atlanta game. And it finished.
Atlanta did by themselves.
Yeah, it finished 10-7. So that was very nice. If you guys are interested in checking out the Instagram play of the day, it's not up yet. I always kind of discuss it in the show, but I will put the link to the Instagram in the chat. Make sure you guys are all following it because not to toot my own horn, but I kind of already given out some plays in Counter-Strike today, which if you guys bet them last night because they were 6:30 a.m. games. Fnatic, nice little 3-map winner versus Cloud9, plus 175. Monty to sweep at plus 125 was a nice one. That one was over quick. And then 9 at plus 175. They are currently up 1-0 on Ents. And then the G2 game just started. So, overall, Counter-Strike looking good so far. And we'll see what else we could do for plus money. So if we can get 9, it's a guaranteed winning day. Oh, no. Well, you know what? Never mind. It's guaranteed. The worst I could do is push after going 2-0 to start because all of them were nice plus monies. So there you go. There's a recap for yesterday and early this morning. And if anybody's interested, Navi to a sweep in the later game. All right, go ahead, Nick.
All right, head over to the chat, and then we will get into today's slate.
Twins killed his 5-0 day. Jesus, I would have been the third Earle. Aw, darn. Let's get it. Fan, what's up, Markel? Yesterday sucked. It was pretty nice, though, for us. There's the Instagram. Damn it, I got a feeling them Yanks win. Nope. Always go with your gut, or don't go with your gut.
Unless your gut is bad, then don't go
Unless your gut says to fade the Orioles, then don't go with your gut. Anyways, let's jump into the first game of the day. That is the early game.
This game taking place at 3:07. We get quite a pitching matchup here. The LA Angels are taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. It is Reed Detmers and Alek Manoah. This line opened up at a -130. It's down to a -119. Line opened up at a 9.5. It's down to a 9. So a line move towards the under and a line move towards the Angels. Kind of thinking that Reed Detmers pitches well. Let's take a look here. 43% of the tickets and 97% of the cash is on the under. We have 36% of the tickets, 75% of the cash is on the Blue Jays, and the lines move the opposite way, which is kind of interesting there. So the big bets are on the Blue Jays, and the books are not particularly worried, it looks like. Let's take a look at Ballpark Pal. This one, let's switch over to the 29th. We have Rogers Center, 0%. runs, plus 4% home runs, 2% doubles, triples, minus 3% on the singles. Pitching matchup here. Reed Detmers, Alek Manoah. Reed Detmers the last 30 days, 5.27 ERA, 1.17 whip, 12.51 strikeouts per nine, which is 33%, 3.29 walks per nine, a 2.83 BABIP, a 4.42 FIP, and a 3.39 Sierra. On the flip side, Alek Manoah, 5.01 ERA, 1.40 whip, 8.79 strikeouts per nine, which is 22%. 5.65 walks per nine, a 231 BABIP, a 524 FIP, and a 5.36 Sierra. Bullpen advantage does go towards the Jays here in this one, 3.71 FIP, 3.81 Sierra compared to 5.44 FIP for and 4.41 Sierra for the Angels. Hitting advantage does go towards the Blue Jays. They're really hitting lefties really well the last 30 days, 126 WRC plus, which is number 5 in baseball compared to 112. Which is number 12 in baseball for Angels against righties here. I kind of lean towards the Angels early, and I think once you get Manoah out of that game, and once the starters leave, you can live bet some Blue Jays. Because I think this is a game where probably the Angels go up early, and maybe an Angels first 5, and then later, the Jays come back and win the game. I lean towards the Angels early. If I had first 3s available to me, I think I would bet the Angels first 3, first 5, something along those lines. I kind of lean under, too. I kind of lean towards the first 5 under in this game here. The way the market's moving, I really don't want to be on a side, though, with 97% of the cash. That's just not something I'm particularly interested in doing. But it's a lean towards the under, and it's a lean towards the Angels early. Do not trust them full game.
I trust them full game.
I give you a lot of credit then.
It's mostly because it's Alek Manoah Day, Nick. What are you doing? It's Alek Manoah Day. He's been an absolute oil can besides the one game that he got to face the Detroit Tigers. Woo! No, he's been awful. I don't. It's kind of similar to the Patrick Corbin Day or the Dallas Keuchel Day. He's been that bad. And when it comes to it, I didn't touch the Angels last game because it was a bad spot for him. Here we go. The Angels are going to go on another nice run because at the end of the day, you get a team that's highly motivated after their owner just told them they're going to go buy. They're going to try to go for it, try to get Ohtani to a playoffs. This team's going to have a little bit of flame underneath their butt, and they're going to be excited. And I think Detmers has a really good game, and I think at the end of the day, Angels have a decent shot at making the playoffs. And might not be a bad option to take futures with them. I'm honestly considering it, looking at Angels futures, just because of everything how the tide has changed in that locker room. And I like the Angels in this one.
Okay, if the Angels make the playoffs, whose spot are they taking?
Toronto.
You're on crack. No, I think at the end of the year, we're going to have the Angels with no playoffs, no Ohtani, and the worst farm system in baseball.
Okay. That's fine.
That being said, let me take a look real quick what the first 5 is for the Angels. Minus 110. They have the pitching advantage. They have the bullpen disadvantage. The line's moving towards them. I'm going to grab them early. I do not recommend a full game for them. Do not recommend a full game for them.
I'm taking them on the site.
All right. I'm still going to be rooting for the Blue Jays full game. But Angels first 5 for me at minus 110 in this one.
There you go. Back to the chat.
Need to hit a 3-teamer today. There you go. Or straight bets. Straight bets are not a bad thing. I'm seeing LA Toronto over 9 or over under 9 at 9. Juice towards the over. If the money is coming in on the under, would the over 9 be in play? No, because the line opened up at a 9.5. The line opened up at a 9.5, and it went down to a 9. So I think the under is the look in this game. I just don't want to be on the side with that much money. Feel Angels race to 2. That's not a bad way to go either, because I do think the Angels get early. I wish first 3 lines were available to me. I would take the Angels first 3 in this game rather than first 5. Because I think they can get a run or 2 in the first 3 innings. But yeah, just because the higher up say let's go for it doesn't mean the players will execute. Exactly. The Angels are still the Angels. They're not going to do anything. I'll take your action on the Angels to make the playoffs, Tim. Let me see what the line I can give you.
I know you're way too high on Toronto, so
I also think that I'll give you plus let's see. Bet online, the Angels are plus 450 to make the playoffs, minus 700 to miss the playoffs. I'll give you plus 600 on the Angels to make the playoffs. Because at the end of the day, the division winners are going to be one of Baltimore, Toronto, and Tampa Bay on one.
Toronto's not winning.
Whoever wins the Central and the Houston Astros. The wild card is going to go to two of the teams that didn't win the East, either Toronto, Tampa Bay, Baltimore. The other two will get a wild card team. And then we're down to one last wild card, which I think will probably be the Texas Rangers or the Boston Red Sox. Yes, the Red Sox are in the mix, and they are hot right now. So I'm truly confident that the Angels, number one, their pitching is going to cost them, because if you're going all in, Lucas Giolito is not an all-in move. He's not. That is we're trying to win, not where we're going to win type of move. So no, I am on the opposite side of that, but I am on the Angels' first five today. Okay. Cleveland screwed me to that yesterday. Yeah, the White Sox won that game yesterday. That's interesting. They're like, hold up, who's the money? Yeah. But we'll move on to the next matchup here. This is one. Here we go. We have Johnny Cueto pitching in this matchup versus Beau Brisket. The Marlins minus 145 favorites with a total of 8.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history between Brisket and Cueto, and money coming in on the Tigers. Line opened up at a minus 157 for the Fish. It's down to a 147. Line opened up at an 8. It's up to an 8.5. So the line's gone up a half a run, and the line's moved 10 cents towards the Tigers. Let's take a look at the cash flow, see if that represents a move towards the Tigers. And then, yeah, it does. We have 32% of the tickets and 83% of the cash is on the Detroit Tigers. We have 13% of the tickets, but 73% of the cash is on the over. 14.72, my bad. It just moved in front of my eyes. For Ballpark Pal, it's Miami, so the roof is closed. Beau Brisket and Johnny Cueto. Johnny Cueto's looked good since coming back from his injury. Beau Brisket, how much has Beau pitched? I have not seen that guy's name in forever, but yet I have stats for him.
Don't discard all of his stats. He's gone all of 5 and 2/3 innings in 5 relief appearances.
Looks like a bullpen game for Detroit against Johnny Cueto, which Johnny Cueto has pitched more. He's appeared in 3 games. He went 1 1/3 in this first one. He gave up 4 earned runs, though. And he gave up no 1 runs against Baltimore in 3 innings. He gave up 1 earned run and 2 hits against Colorado in 6 innings. So he looked really good against the Colorado Rockies. The bullpen advantage,
Which means a lot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, coming back from an injury, I just want to see you shut down somebody. And are the Detroit Tigers that much better than the Colorado Rockies?
No.
Okay, they're slightly better. I'm not going to put the Tigers down that low, but yeah. Miami 3.9 fifth, 3.43 Sierra for their bullpen compared to 4.62 and 4.05 for Miami for Detroit. Slight hitting advantage towards Miami, 85 WRC plus, which is 23rd compared to 84, which is 24th. I really don't have too much of an interest in this game. My original lean was towards the first 5 under, but now with the total moving up like that, because the total moving up suggests that that's probably not the right move, especially with all the money on the under, but yet the line's moved up. This is a pretty easy stay away for me. If I had to take a side, I'm probably looking towards Beau Brisket and the bullpen of Detroit for our first 5 in this game.
I'm not really interested in this game. It's a bullpen game for Detroit, and it's old man Johnny Cueto, I should say. I don't know. I can't go after either side. Both teams kind of struggling right now. To me, there's just no value in this game. I see value in a couple other games that I really like. But between 2 essentially bullpen games, Not really too interesting going after that one. Just because it's one of the earlier games doesn't mean you have to bet it.
Fair.
Man, who's Tiger bats on sleep mode? No, it's just normal. Lean team total over for the Marlins. Nathan, what's up? Bo Brisket should get smoked today. There you go. Steven Beers in the chat. Hey, Nick and Tim. Good morning. Good morning to you, Steven. What's up? Tigers plus 1.5. If you're grabbing Tigers, what is their?
Just grab the money line.
Just grab the money line, dude.
I've seen a lot of this guy's comments. Stop with the plus 1.5. Don't turn dogs into favorites. Don't.
Because Detroit money line's plus 135. That's great. Plus 1.5 is minus 160. No. Over. There you go. Live bet CS. Give me a pick.
Monkey dance.
Right now in CS, I have G2 and I have 9. So there you go. Those are the two teams I'm sweating out at the moment. Let's jump into this one.
Yeah. Battle of Pennsylvania. Those Philadelphia Phillies taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Phillies minus 170 with a total of 9 in this game. Let's get into it with Aaron Nola and Quentin Pristier. Line opened up at a minus 185 for the Phillies. It's down to a 170. Line opened up at a 9 minus 1 or plus 105. It's up to a 9 minus 120. So a 25-cent line movement towards the over and a 15-cent line movement towards the Buccos. Let's see if the cash flow represents that here, as we have no shock. 27% of the tickets, 77% of the cash is on the Pirates. It's every game with these Pirates. And then we have 73% of the tickets, 45% of the cash is on the over. The lines move towards the over here, even though the bigger bets are coming in, are the bigger money coming in on the under, but more money is coming in. Yeah. Ballpark Pal has PNC plus 13% runs, plus 6% home runs, plus 20% doubles, triples, plus 2% singles. Second best hitting condition, tied for the second best hitting conditions on the slate, other than, of course, Field. Quentin Pristier and Aaron Nola. Nola, 3.86 ERA, 1.04 whip, 9.64 strikeouts per 9, which is 26%, 1.1 walks per 9, a 256 BABIP, a 469 FIP, at a 3.23 Sierra. Quentin Pristier. Let me see how much he's pitched real quick before I go and
I think he's pitched one start.
He's thrown one start.
Two starts.
And he's gotten shelled in both of them. He went 5 1/3 in both of them. He gave up 7 runs on 7 hits against the Guardians. He gave up 4 runs on 4 hits against the Padres. So he hasn't looked particularly great in his 2 starts. Looking at the bullpens here, the edge goes towards the Phillies in this one. No, I want to say actually it goes towards the Phillies. I have 3.48 FIP, 3.98 Sierra compared to 4.28 and 3.51. The hitting advantage ever so slightly goes towards the Phillies, 82 WRC plus, which is 25th, compared to 80th, which is 80, which is 27th. This is another one for me where I don't know how to approach this game. I would lean Pirates first 5 or Pirates early if I had to get to it. I have no interest in betting this game, though.
Yeah, Quinn Pristier was the one that was the first-round pick for the Pirates in the 2019 draft, 18th overall, out of high school. So,
wow.
No, sorry, he wasn't out of high school because I thought he played for somewhere else. Was he out of high school? No, I thought he was a West Virginia kid. No, I thought he was West Virginia. I don't know. That was one of the guys that we saw coming up and we were excited about, and then he completely has not done well. And it is what it is. You're not going to expect all these young kids to come up and do crazy things. He's younger than us, by the way, 22 years old.
Wow.
I'm not really interested in going after this game. Could I see him pitching a good game against the Phillies? Maybe. but am I going and trying to fade Aaron Nola? No, I'm not. And I'm not touching the Phillies run line. So we'll stay off this one as well. I will have something in the next game we'll talk about.
All right, fair enough. Back to the chat then.
Yeah. Phillies first 5 at -0.5 has good value at -135. I don't like to lay that much juice, but good luck to you. Nola's in a contract year. You should finish off the season strong. Should. Don't turn dogs into favorites. Dang right. First 5 money line Phillies hit yesterday. There you go. First 5 is too juicy now. Yeah, that's because Philly sucks. Priester has struggled in both his starts. That is correct. He has not been good. Pirates on a win pattern. WL. Yeah, that always holds up. Agree with my guy about Red Sox making the playoffs, especially if Story and Whitlock return.
Yes.
As for the Rangers, that's a mystery box because of him, Seager, and Odorizzi. Odorizzi still plays?
Yeah.
I forgot Odorizzi was still in the league.
You can get the Red Sox to make the playoffs at +210. And on the contrary, you can get +325 for the Rangers to miss the playoffs.
There you go. The underdogs have been keeping games close or winning outright lately. That's the reason why picking a favorite for the run line or money line has been a trap. I don't bet favorites like that anyway. So
see, I think if you just instead of taking the +1.5 though and just took the money line, you'd be up way more because I think over the long run, the amount of dogs that lose and cover the +1.5 compared to the amount of juice you get compared to like the money line, it outweighs it. Like laying that type of price for them to lose by 1, basically, over the long run, it's going to cost you more than help you.
There you go. The Phillies have won 3 straight, and Nola has been in good form in his contract year. The Phillies' first 5 has value. I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm saying I don't like to lay -135. But good luck to you. I'm not disagreeing with you. It probably has value. Everybody has different definitions of value. Mine just doesn't see it like -130. What you get, G2, they have -240. I've seen 135 with the line change quick. I personally have G2 to sweep at +190. So that's where I'm running with it. So but I got that pregame. So if you can get plus money for them to sweep, that might not be a bad option. I'm going to take a stab with Philly run line or team total. Okay. The Rangers aren't missing the playoffs. They've scored more than 50 runs, more than any other team in the American League, and they are a young team built for the regular season.
Okay. Yeah, their pitching sucks, though.
Over is a good look in the Philly game. Maybe. What about this one, Nick?
Yeah, this is one that I faded the Mets yesterday, and it didn't work out for me. Let's get into it here. The Mets are -165 favorites with a total of 9.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here. Cookie Carrasco and Patrick Corbin. What a pitching matchup. Line opened up at a -175. It's down to a 163, a 12-cent line movement towards the Natties. Line opened up at a 9.5 even money. It's up to a 9.5 -110. So a 10-cent line movement towards the over, suggesting that Carrasco gets hit here. Let's see if the market agrees with that here in this game, as we have 27% of the tickets and 45% of the cash is on the Nationals, and the lines move towards the Nationals. So the less money is on the Nationals, and the lines move towards them. 38% of the tickets and 88% of the cash is on the under, and the lines move towards the over. So they're not afraid of the under money, and I'm trying to think why people are betting the under in this game. Like that truly puzzles me with these two pitchers right now. And I know probably could be like, oh, these are probably a very obvious under, a very obvious over that's going to go under. But let's take a look here. 0% runs in this game, plus 17% home runs, minus 10% doubles, triples, minus 4% singles. I think the only reason why we can look at the under in this game is the Mets don't hit left-handed pitching. Let's take a look here, though. Patrick Corbin, Carlos Carrasco, Patrick Corbin, 4.40 ERA, 1.40 whip, 8.22 strikeouts per nine, which is 21%, 2.05 walks per nine, a 352 BABIP, but a 3.49 FIP, and a 4.15 SIERA. On the flip side, Carlos Carrasco, 4.95 ERA, 1.60 whip, 7.65 strikeouts per nine, which is 19%, 3.6 walks per nine, a 367 BABIP, a 4.23 FIP, and a 4.51 SIERA. So the line's moving towards the Nationals. Most of the money and most of the tickets are on the Mets, and it's moving the opposite way. Tells me Patrick Corbin and the Natties are live in this game. They're very, very live in this game. Obviously, the bullpens, I am not touching. I'm not touching the Natties full game here. Because the Mets have the bullpen advantage, 4.31 FIP, 4.40 SIERA compared to 5.68 FIP and 4.87 SIERA. Honestly, the Nationals bullpen maybe the worst in baseball right now. Hitting advantage does go towards Washington, because like I said, the Mets do not hit lefties. 91 WRC plus, which is 20th in baseball. The Mets against lefties, 70 WRC plus, which is 28th in baseball. I'm kind of thinking maybe a Nationals first five here for me in this one. And once again, if there was first threes available, I think I'd take a shot with the first three. You can get the Nationals first five money line at plus 140. I'm very interested in that. Maybe you can get Nationals team total for over 1.5 first five at minus 155. A little juicy there. Full game over 4.5 at plus 115. I'm kind of thinking this game does go over the total. And I'm kind of maybe leaning towards the Nationals team total over at 4.5 and a full game over at 9.5 because I don't trust either of these pitchers still. The only thing is I would have to trust the Mets to hit a lefty, which the market's saying that the Nationals should score some runs. The Mets are the big question mark here. So I think I may grab Nationals first five money line and team total over 4.5 at plus 115. Grab a couple plus money spots here for the Nationals to hit against Carrasco. And that's exactly what I'm going to do here.
Yeah, I'm going to take the over in this game, and it's Corbin on the road who has a ERA of 5.33 on the road compared to a 4.78 at home, so slightly better on the road. But I still think he gets absolutely lit up today from this Mets team who's starting to. Well, I was going to say starting to hit, but it was all Alonso yesterday. And then on the opposite side, you get Cookie Carrasco, who is in a very similar boat to Alek Manoah for me right now. He had one good game. It was against Arizona. And then other than that, he keeps getting lit up. He's allowed 9 earned runs in his last 2 starts, which framed 7 innings. He's not good. And they're just starting him because they paid him. And that's kind of rough to see right now. But I'm going to take the over in this game. I see runs on both sides. Happy Patrick Corbin Day because we still celebrate Patrick Corbin Day, right? He's been giving up runs. 5 earned runs in his last start, 3 the start before, only 1 against Texas, 6 the start before, 7 the start before. So he's still allowing a lot of runs. Give me the over in the Mets and the Nationals game. I gave out that one on a free pick video, I believe. Or a balling out.
Yeah, this does feel like probably one of the more obvious overs on the board with these two pitchers. But I could definitely see it. I'm on the Washington Nationals first five plus 140. Nationals team total over 4.5 at plus 115. Back to the chat.
I'm loading stuff up. Thank you.
Over a good look in this game? Yes. Nats game going over. Yeah, I could see it. Team total over both teams. Yeah, like the over for this game. Few Carrasco could be we play Mets race to 2. Probably gets over in the first inning. I can see Carrasco giving up 3 runs in the first inning. Honestly, the Mets should see positive regression. They still have a chance to make the wild card. Yeah, that clubhouse is not happy right now. Even in an interview, Scherzer kind of let that out yesterday because he said that he's going to have a talk with the front office because he's not happy that they traded away the closer.
I wouldn't be either.
Yeah. So, and I'm seeing rumors that Scherzer's on the trade block, that Verlander's on the trade block. I'm hearing rumors that I think there was a couple teams in on Verlander right now, including the Houston Astros and the Texas Rangers.
Come on, Baltimore.
Baltimore's not part of that. Baltimore's not part of that.
No. Come on, Baltimore. Trade with the Mets so we can get Connor Norby. Come on, Baltimore.
There you go. Yurfie? Yes. I can definitely see a Yurfie in this game. Yes, over. I like it. Could see a 6-5 type of game. Absolutely. We'll move on here to the next matchup. We go from Patrick Corbin Day to Jordan Lyles Day. Minnesota Twins and the Kansas City Royals. Minus 185 for the Twinnies. Total of 9.5 in this game. Let's get into the line history in this spot here. Bailey Ober and Jordan Lyles. Line open up at a minus 180. It's up to a minus 184. Line open up at a minus 110 for the over 9.5. It's down to an even money for the 9.5. So it's actually moved 10 cents towards the under, and it's moved 4 cents towards the Minnesota Twins. Let's see if the cash flow kind of represents that, as we have 34% of the tickets, 62% of the cash is on the Royals, and the books are moving in towards the Twins. 88% of the tickets, 94% of the cash is on the under. The lines move towards the under in this spot. Let's take a look at Ballpark Pal for Target Field. My bad. Kauffman Stadium, plus 9% runs, plus 15%, or minus 15% home runs, plus 7% double triples, plus 16% singles in this one there. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here. Bailey Ober, 2.16 ERA, 0.84 whip, 8.64 strikeouts per nine, which is 26%, 1.08 walks per nine, a 2.42 BABIP, a 3.52 FIP, and a 3.63 SIERA. On the flip side, Jordan Lyles, 3.38 ERA, 1.25 whip, 6.75 strikeouts per nine, which is 19%, 1.13 walks per nine, a 3.13 BABIP, a 4.6 FIP, and a 4.50 SIERA. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Twinnies here, 4.56 FIP, 3.7 SIERA compared to 4.74 and 4.9. Hitting advantage, a massive one towards the Twinnies here, 137 WRC plus, which is number 2 in baseball, compared to 74 WRC plus, which is number 29 in baseball for the Royals. I like the Twins in this spot. It's a little pricey, but I think I want to get to the run line here in this game. I see a bounce back performance after giving up that walk-off last night. They get Jordan Lyles, which is one start this year, and of course it was against the Tampa Bay Rays out of all teams. You can get the run line here. Oh, wow, the first 5 run lines not that bad either. I'm going to double down here on the Twins. I think this is a Twins smash spot. First 5 minus a half is minus 125. Full game minus 1.5 is minus 120. I'm going to take both here with the Twins.
Yeah, I'll let you put up whatever you want if you want to add to the site. I just don't bet AL Central games, so I don't get them right. I don't feel like there's value in me going after them. So I'm going to save my money. I'm not going to go after this game.
All right, back to the chat then. I'm going to track these real quick.
Royals money line. Good luck, Mo. Scherzer and Verlander have almost no trade value. That is not true because
that is not true at all. If you know what the Mets can get, no, the Mets will get some really nice top prospects for both of them because they'll eat their contracts too.
Yep. The trade got the Mets' attention. I see them finishing the season stronger. Dude, I hope you're right.
I hope you're right.
We're Mets fans, so we hope you're right, but I don't see it. The player props, Kirilloff, over a half a hit and over 1.5 total bases. There you go. Oh, Nick, I appreciate it. You put these games back to back.
Yeah, because that was just the way they were on the sportsbook. Cleveland Guardians minus 130 against the Chicago White Sox. Let's continue talking about your favorite division here, Tim. As we have Logan Allen and, okay, it says undecided real quick. I need to, because it was, okay, Mike Clevinger. Okay. It wasn't confirmed last night. So there we go. Mike Clevinger. Line opened up at a minus 140 for Cleveland, and it's gone down to a minus 127. So a 13-cent line movement towards the White Sox here, which is kind of interesting. Line opened up at a 9.5 plus 105. It's now a 9.5 minus 105. A 10-cent line movement towards the over in this game here. Let's take a look at the cash flow here in this one. Nothing on the total. I got nothing on the total whatsoever. 39% of the tickets, 64% of the cash is on the White Sox. Telling me the White Sox are live in this game. which is kind of interesting because you would thought until the trade deadline is over, maybe the White Sox are bet on because other players want out. Let's take a look at the ballpark pal in this one. Guaranteed rate field plus 3% runs, plus 16% home runs, minus 11% doubles, triples, 0% on the singles. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here in this one. I got to type in Mike Clevinger so we can get his numbers here because that wasn't confirmed until this morning, and I never typed it in. Mike Clevinger. Hopefully I spelled that right. I don't think – has he pitched recently?
I don't know. I have it as TBD on Bovada, so I don't see it.
Interesting. Clevinger. Did I spell it right? I did. Okay, so he hasn't pitched the last 30 days. Against Logan Allen, who has pitched. 2.30 ERA, 0.89 whip, 10.34 strikeouts per nine, which is 29%. 1.74 walks per nine, a 231 BABIP, a 3.41 FIP, and a 3.29 Sierra. The bullpen advantage with this one does go towards the Guardians. Chicago one. There we go. My dashboard thing. There we go. It does go towards the Guardians in this one here. And the hitting advantage goes towards the Guardians. 116 WRC plus, which is 10th, compared to 109, which is 14th. I have no interest in going after this game. The line's moving towards the White Sox, which tells me that they're potentially live in this game. But I'm pass.
Yeah, I'm not interested. Once again, I appreciate you putting the AL Central games back to back, so that I don't have to worry about either one of them. Good morning, guys. Good morning, 420. I'm just looking through some lines, and I see Washington Mets to be the highest scoring game today at plus 1,100. After hearing your pitching breakdown, I may sprinkle that.
The only thing I'm worried about is the Mets against a left-handed pitcher, because they are bottom 3 in baseball right now against lefties.
Okay.
Even Patrick Corbin.
Neither Scherzer or Verlander have pitched consistently this year, and they're both around 40 years old with some huge contracts.
Did you see the return? Okay. Did you see the return that the White Sox got for Lance Lynn? The Mets are going to get a decent amount for both of them. Yeah. Especially if they eat the contracts or a decent chunk of it.
White Sox money line.
I could see the White Sox today. I would look towards them early.
I like a different Chicago team.
Oh, hey, Chicago, what do you say?
Yep.
The St. Louis Cardinals are minus 110 with a total of 10 in this one. I have made a move in this game already. All right. And let's get into it here. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot. The line opened up at a minus 120 for the Cardinals. It is down to a 108, so a 12-cent line movement towards the Cubs. Line opened up at a 9.5. It's up to a 10. That's exactly what I got. I got the over 10 at minus 102 in this game. Let's take a look at the cash flow here to see if that represents a move towards the Cubs and a move towards the over in this spot here. I made a move on this one last night. And wow. Lines move towards the under, but 26% of the tickets, 86% of the cash is on the under, and the lines move towards the over. My bad. The Cubs, 82% of the tickets and 77% of the cash is on them. A lot of money and a lot of tickets are on the Cubs today. 18% of the tickets, 23% of the cash is on the Cardinals. Granted, the markets have shown concern, and the lines moved a pretty decent amount towards the Cubs here. Let's take a look at the ballpark pal in this one here. Busch Stadium is one of the worst hitting conditions on the slate. Minus 8% runs in general. Minus 16% home runs, minus 5% doubles, triples, 0% on the singles there. Looking at the pitching matchup here in this one, what a beautiful pitching matchup. Jameson Taillon and Adam Wainwright. Jameson Taillon, 3.99 ERA, 1.13 whip, 8.59 strikeouts per nine, which is 23%. 1.53 walks per nine, a 289 BABIP, a 3.76 FIP, and a 3.74 Sierra. On the flip side, Adam Wainwright, he's returned, and I think he's had 2 starts. 10.8 ERA, 2.4 WHIP, 6.3 strikeouts per 9, which is 13%, 6.3 walks per 9, a 395 BABIP, a 688 FIP, and a 6.24 SIERA. Both, he's been bad. Bullpen advantage does go towards the Cardinals here, actually. 4.47 FIP, 4.44 SIERA compared to 4.79 and 4.34. Hitting advantage goes towards the Cardinals in this game. 123 WRC plus, which is number 5, compared to 119, which is 7. So 2 top 7 offenses right now against 2 questionable pitchers in Tyone and Wainwright. I'm on the over 10. I got the over 10 at minus 102. I like that play. And I would look also maybe towards the Cubs team total, which I can only imagine what that is. That is a 4.5 at minus 130. That's kind of interesting that the juice towards the over on the 4.5 team total is more for the Cubs than it is the Cardinals, and the Cardinals are the slight pick 'em favorite. I'm gonna move on this here because I do expect Wainwright to get hit, and if not, they're gonna get to the bullpen. Cubs team total over 4.5 minus 130 for me as well.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? This team's been winning like crazy. What is it, 9 out of 10? And
are they
7
the
in
team
a
that
row?
can win the NL Central?
Huh?
Are they the team that can win the National League Central? I remember saying a little while ago in a group chat that it was worth taking a stab at plus 750 with the Cubs.
Hey, they're 4.5 games back, and I have a plus 400 ticket on them from preseason. So yes, Chicago. They've been playing really good, and it's not. And they've played 6 games against the Cardinals in the last. They've played the Cardinals 6 out of their last 8 games, and they've beaten them the last 5. They're 5-1 their last 6 against them, and the Cubbies are looking good. And you're going up against old man Wainwright. There you go. That's all I need. Give me the Cubbies. Fading Adam Wainwright because he should have retired last year. He has been awful.
He should have gone out with Pujols and Yachty.
It was a big mistake for him to come back because now he's got a 7.31 ERA this year, which looks awful. Tip of the hat to him on a fantastic career. It should have ended last year. Cubbies continue to keep it rolling. Minus the 110. Or I can get minus 102.
There you go.
Back to the chat.
4.5 at minus 130. Yep. Sorry, I was just tracking my plays. There. Let's take a look at the thing here. You're saying Pat is going to pitch a gem?
No.
Potentially. Yeah, aren't the Cubbies going for a sweep?
Well, considering today
yet.
is Saturday, it would not be. They would be going for the sweep tomorrow when it's Kyle Hendricks and Steven Matz.
There you go. Is there going to be fireworks in this game? Take the over. Yeah, there is going to be fireworks in this game. Please don't lose today. Yeah. Opinions on the Red Sox and the Cubs continue winning. I also like Argos money line in the under parlay. I'm on the over in the Argos because they continue to put up 30-plus points a game.
And yes, I like the Red Sox today as well. But we'll talk about them not next, like a couple games.
Lynn wasn't the only player in the trade, and some teams like Lynn because of his strikeout rate. Lynn's contract is also much smaller. Here's the thing. Money doesn't matter to the Mets. They will eat a decent chunk of that contract, and all of a sudden that becomes more appealing to a team like if they want to trade with a team like Baltimore or a team that's not that big of a bankroll payroll.
Baltimore, we'll make this trade with you. Ready? We'll give you Verlander. We'll eat his contract, and we get
Connor Norby. I know.
Connor Norby. Deal. Okay. We'll even throw Vogelbach in the picture.
Yeah, almost every women's World Cup game going under.
Yep.
Yes, it is. We are a little bit almost halfway through, and we get this one here. The Baltimore Orioles are minus 120 favorites, total of 9 in this game. I saw the Rays win last night. I saw the Jays win last night. I'm like, oh, can we please gain the game? And, of course, not because the Orioles don't know what losing a baseball game is. They're the Braves now, as they
stop it. No, absolutely not.
They don't know how to lose a baseball game. They're the Braves.
Nope, stop that. Don't even do that. Not funny.
Let's take a look at the line history here between Clark Schmidt and Tyler Wells. Line opened up at a minus 140 for the Orioles. It's down to a 120. Line opened up at a 9, minus 115. It's up to a 9.5 and minus 110. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game. The spot, let's see if that represents a move towards the Yankees and a move towards the over in this game. 73% of the tickets, 74% of the cash is on the Yankees. Makes sense. 56% of the tickets and 94% of the cash is on the under. The lines move towards the over, which is kind of interesting here. Let's take a look at Ballpark Pal. Oriole Park, plus 13% runs, plus 11% home runs, plus 3% doubles, triples, plus 8% singles. Taking a look at the pitching matchup here. Clark Schmidt and Taylor Wells. Clark Schmidt, 4.37 ERA, 1.01 whip, 8.34 strikeouts per nine, which is 23%, 1.99 walks per nine, a 2.30 BABIP, but a 4.65 FIP and a 4.24 SIERA. On the flip side, Tyler Wells, 5.18 ERA, a 1.36 whip, 8.14 strikeouts per nine, which is 21%, 4.07 walks per nine, a 2.62 BABIP, a 5.75 FIP, and a 5.30 SIERA. Bullpen advantage does go towards the Orioles here in this one, 3.83 FIP, 3.53 SIERA, compared to 5.44 FIP and 4.61 SIERA. Hitting advantage goes towards the Yankees here, 92 WRC plus, which is 19th, compared to 87, which is 22nd. For the Orioles. So the hitting advantage towards the Yankees. I think the pitching advantage goes towards the Yanks here. Bullpen advantage goes towards the O's. Lines moving towards the Yanks. I'm kind of interested in the Yankees here early. I want the Yankees first 5, maybe a Yankee team total, because after yesterday, I'm kind of interested in an over in this game. Lines move towards the over, and all the money's on the under, because everybody saw a 1-0 game yesterday. I see this game going over the total. I like the Yankees early. You can get the Yankees first 5 money line at minus 105. And this is going to be a little bit of a triple up spot here. After a really low scoring under yesterday, I think we see a higher scoring matchup. I think both these pitchers are very questionable. I like the Yankees here. First 5, minus 105. The team total over 4.5 at minus 125. The full game over 9.5 at minus 110. I'm going to invest into this Yankees game here.
I'll back one of those. That's the over.
The Orioles. Oh.
No, I said one of your one of your plays.
I was just ready for the daily Orioles bet.
I mean, I did say the Orioles would win 5 to 6 out of these Yankee Blue Jays series. But no, I definitely, after a 1-0 game, this is kind of my perfect flow into it, because you just saw a really good game from the rookie Grayson Rodriguez. Finally, we saw some good out of that, which he has a lot of potential. So I'm excited to see what they got out of him. I really like Tyler Wells. This is the one thing that kind of almost kept me off of it. But he did get tagged up his last start. But only for 3 earned runs to this last start after giving up 5 to the Dodgers, which giving up 5 runs to the Dodgers, that's not really that big of a deal, because he was bound to give up runs eventually after giving up 2 or less in 8 straight starts. So he was bound for negative regression. But I think
his advanced stats show he should be getting hit.
I think he gets hit a little bit today, but I think the offense for the Baltimore Orioles will be enough. And I do think the Orioles win this game, and I would even grab a run line at some nice plus 160, 170. So I'm going over in this game with you, but I do like Baltimore in this one as well.
Yeah, that's fair. We'll head back to the chat here. Markel on the Orioles first 5. Your Tim take over because dog's about to bark.
Okay. Shoot, where did you leave off? Of course okay. Yankees first 5 money line. No. Thanks, Steven. Love my play even more. O's first 5. Yes. They're good. There's good value on Houston to win the American League at plus 425. They will likely add hitting at the trade deadline after their pitching is built for the postseason. I agree on that one. We'll end up talking about the Astros in the next game. But I do think the Astros do have value. I think they're good.
I got him plus 300 to win the American League preseason and plus 600 to win the World Series preseason. I also have probably too much money on them to win the division. Let's get into it. The Houston Astros and the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays won last night, but the positive behind all that is the Rangers lost, so the Astros didn't lose any ground. So let's get into it here. The Astros minus 125 favorites here in this game, total of 8.5. Let's take a look at the line history here between Tampa Bay and Houston. We have this line opened up at a minus 130. It's down to a minus 124, so a 6-cent line movement towards Tampa. Line opened up at a 9 at plus 105. It's actually down to an 8.5 at minus 110. So a half-run line movement towards the under and a 6-cent line movement towards the Tampa Bay Rays. Let's see if the money correlates here with this one, as we have 37% of the tickets and 50% of the cash is on the Astros. So the bigger bets are on the Astros. More tickets are on the Rays. The under is getting some money here. 39% of the tickets, 97% of the cash is on the under in this spot here. Let's take a look at Ballpark Pal for this one. Never mind, it's a Minute Maid. We don't care because that's a dome. Tage Bradley and Hunter Brown is your pitching matchup here. Bradley's not been very good. 8.46 ERA, 1.75 whip, 9.67 strikeouts per nine, which is 23%, 2.82 walks per nine, a 3.58 BABIP, a 6.73 FIP, and a 4.23 SIERA. On the flip side, Hunter Brown, 6.87 ERA, a 1.91 whip, 12.27 strikeouts per nine, which is 28%, 2.45 walks per nine, a 500 BABIP, but a 3.83 FIP and a 3.37 SIERA, suggesting we should see some positive regression here from Hunter Brown. We have the bullpen advantage going towards the Rays here. 3.72 FIP, 3.49 SIERA compared to 4.82 FIP and a 3.81 SIERA for the bullpen of Houston. 102 WRC plus for the Astros against righties compared to 95 for the Rays against righties. Gives the hitting edge towards the Astros here. This is a stay off spot for me. I'm more interested to see what happens. I would like both these teams to win games because it would be very, very financially beneficial for both teams to continue winning games for me here. So this ended up going to be a stay off spot for me. No action in this one, but I will be interested in the result of this game.
Yeah, I like the Astros. I just don't trust Taj Bradley. He has not been good, and I don't feel the need to want to go after him. Hunter Brown has at least been decent. I believe Hunter Brown is coming. I haven't seen his name in a while, I don't think. Is he coming off of an injury or something? Or did I just completely... No, July 23rd. He pitched he pitched against Oakland. That might have been a game that we didn't talk about. But I like Hunter Brown as a pitcher. I think he's quite solid. And I think the Astros are the better team. I kind of called a little bit of regression from the Tampa Bay Rays. I think we're going to really start to see it. I'm taking the Astros today. You can get them at minus 125. Maybe if you want to get a little bit more plus money, you can get a run line at like 160 or something. But I like the Astros in this one.
Sure. Yeah, this is a pretty good watch, but you don't have to bet it type of game.
For you.
No. Orioles have the momentum, to be honest. Won the first game. Judge probably still in practice mode.
I'm not worried about Judge.
Aaron Judge home run prop tonight. All right. That's a sign the dogs are barking. Fair enough. Let's get into this next one here. Made some money with this team last night, the Boston Red Sox. They're in San Fran to take on the Giants. Minus 115 for the Sox. Total of 8 in this game. Let's get into the line history at this spot here between Ryan Walker and James Paxton. Wow, what a line movement here. Minus 112 was the opening number. Now Red Sox are minus 127. Line opened up at a minus 120 for the over 8. It's up to a minus 127. So a 7-cent line movement towards the over and a 18-cent line movement towards the Red Sox here. We have 37% of the tickets and 99% of the cash is on the under in this game, and the lines move towards the over. That's definitely making me very interested in the over in this spot. we have 82% of the tickets, 79% of the cash is on the Red Sox here. But, in this spot. And the lines move towards Boston, so that makes sense there. Let's take a look at Ballpark Pal in this spot, see what type of hitting conditions we have in this game. At Oracle Park, it's the worst on the slate. Minus 8% projected runs above average, minus 30% home runs, plus 5% double triples, plus 3% singles. We have a pitching matchup in this one between Antonio Desclafani and it's Ryan Walker. It's a bullpen game for the Giants against Big Maple James Paxton on the Red Sox side. Paxton, 3.79 ERA, 9.7 ERA, 0.97 whip, 8.34 strikeouts per nine, which is 24%, 2.78 walks per nine, a 2.14 BABIP, a 4.21 FIP, and a 4.15 SIERA. The bullpen edge goes towards the Boston Red Sox slightly here, 3.31 FIP, 3.63 SIERA compared to 3.4 and 3.64. The hitting advantage 100% goes towards the Red Sox here. 127 WRC plus, which is fourth in baseball against righties. And against lefties, the Giants are dead last right now, 59 WRC plus, which is 30th in the MLB. I'm looking at potentially a Red Sox play going back to Boston here in this spot, maybe a first 5 full game double up. The Giants are tough to bet against with these bullpen games. But you can get the first 5 minus 128, the full game minus 128. I'm thinking about doubling down here on the Red Sox in this one.
Let's see, what can I get? I can get minus 116 for them. Cool. Give me the Red Sox. This is a team that's been just winning. And I just run with the teams that are trending good. And right now, the Red Sox in 5 straight, and they're trending good compared to the Giants, who have lost 7 out of 10. So they are not on a good stretch right now. Red Sox are. I can get a little bit of a short price for it. I know it's a bullpen game for San Fran. Sign me up for a little bit of the Red Sox today. Continuing to back a team that's winning. Let's ride. Boston. Let's go.
Yep, I end up taking I end up betting this game. Red Sox, first 5, minus 128. Full game, minus 128. I'm on both those there with the Red Sox. I'm kind of interested in taking a shot at them to make the playoffs as well. The Boston Red Sox. I think they're a very interesting team this year. And with I think the Rangers going to fall out, and I think the Red Sox can take their spot. That's just me, though. Nathan on the Stros, taking the under. I'm late. What's up, guys? The Athletics first 5 money line. It is Paul Blackburn day. And the Padres first 5 minus a half. Cash for you yesterday. There you go. Who you got? There you go. We'll move on here. We got 5 games remaining on the slate. I did make a move on this one last night as well. The Atlanta Braves are hosting the Milwaukee Brewers. The Braves are minus 195 favorites. The total is 10 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot between Julio Tyran and Bryce Edler. Line opened up at a minus 215 for the Braves. It's down to a minus 197, a 18-cent line movement towards Milwaukee. Line opened up at a 9.5 at minus 125. It's up to a 10 at minus 113. So a line movement towards the over, a line movement towards the Brewers. Let's see if the money reflects that here in this spot. We have, 86% of the tickets and 67% of the cash is on the Braves, and they're making it more appealing to bet the Braves. So it looks like the books are holding out their arms for more Braves money, and even 78% of the tickets, 96% of the cash is on the run line for them as well. For the total, 47% of the tickets, 76% of the cash is on the under in this game, and the lines move towards the over. I bet the over last night in this game at 10. I got minus 105 for it. It's up to a minus 113, so it'll be a nice little 8-cent line movement there. Let's take a look at Ballpark Pal in this one for Truist Field in Atlanta, Georgia, plus 4% runs, plus 7% home runs, minus 6% doubles, triples, plus 5% singles. So decent hitters, friendly weather here in this spot. And these pitchers, I called the regression here for Bryce Edler, and Julio Tyran is an oil can. 7.25 ERA, 1.30 whip, 6.85 strikeouts per nine, which is 17%. Doesn't walk that many batters, 1.21, but a 2.86 BABIP, a 5.92 FIP, and a 4.41 SIERA. On the flip side, Bryce Edler, 6.57 ERA, 1.66 whip, 4.01 walks per nine, which is 10%, 4.74 or 4.01 strikeouts per nine, which is 10%, 4.74 walks per nine, a 279 BABIP, a 6.2 FIP, and a 6.31 Sierra. Bullpen advantage surprisingly goes towards the Brewers here, 2.58 FIP, 2.90 Sierra compared to 3.18 and 3.69 for the Braves. Hitting advantage goes towards Atlanta here, 112 WRC plus, which is 11th. Their numbers have dropped. They were sitting number one for a while, and the Braves are human now. On the other side, Julio Tyran, 95 WRC plus, which is 17th. Little Julio Tyran revenge game as well against his former team here. I'm on the over 10 is what I got for this one. I'm leaning a little bit towards Milwaukee in this spot. Don't know if I want to play Milwaukee. Maybe I go the same route that I did last game, and I cashed with Milwaukee last night, even though they lost 10-7, had the team total over 4.5. I would probably lean towards that as well. Team total over 4.5 at plus 115. But I'm just going to stick with the over 10 for right now.
Yeah, I kind of want to run the same thing we did yesterday. Even though it broke even, it went 1-1, broke even. I like the Brewers and I like the over. And that's just after I got a ticket for Bryce Edler to win Cy Young because I'm an idiot. This is a Brewers spot for me. This is a over spot for me. The over was the best bet or the play of the day yesterday, which I'm currently starting to make up for the one for today. I like going back to both. I can get the Brewers at a nice price right now, like 175, I think. I think they have a shot to win this game. I think they're a live dog, and I think it goes over the total. And G2 fucking sucks. God.
All right, yeah. I do like that over. I grabbed that last night. Let's head back to the chat here. Stephen Beer saying Brewers money line and the under. I don't know about the under there. Do not know about the under. Brewers for some plus money. I think that's definitely worth a look. It's good, but I haven't looked into the games yet today. There you go. But we will move on to the marquee matchup of the day, Tim. Unfortunately, we weren't able to break this game down yesterday because there was no pitchers announced, but we get this glorious matchup today now. The Colorado Rockies and the Oakland Athletics. The Rockies minus 115 favorites with a total of 12 in this game. It's weird seeing the Oakland A's not a massive dog. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here between Colorado and Oakland. Paul Blackburn and Chris Flexen. Line opened up at a minus 107 for the Rockies. It's up to a minus 115. So the lines move 8 cents towards the Rockies here. Line opened up at a 12 minus 105. It's up to a 12 minus 115. So a 10-cent line movement towards the over and a 8-cent line movement towards the Rockies. We have only tickets on the total. 70% of the tickets are on the over. No cash. And we have 41% of the tickets, 42% of the cash is on the Athletics here in this game. Looking at Ballpark Pal, Coors Field, no surprise here, is the best hitting conditions on the slate. Plus 32% runs, plus 24% home runs, 28% doubles, triples, 11% singles. So very good hitters-friendly weather, like always. Chris Flexen, this is his first appearance with the Colorado Rockies. We don't have any numbers from him the last 30 days. On the flip side, Paul Blackburn, 6.04 ERA, 1.7 whip, 7.66 strikeouts per nine, which is 18%, 4.43 walks per nine, a 343 BABIP, a 494 FIP, and a 509 Sierra. Let's grab the bullpen numbers here in this one. I need to fill in the Colorado for Flexen because we haven't seen him with Colorado yet. There we go. The bullpen advantage goes towards the Oakland A's. Wow, I haven't said that in a while. 4.29 FIP, 3.99 Sierra compared to a 4.37 and a 4.29. Hitting advantage goes towards the Oakland Athletics. 97 WRC plus, which is 16th compared to 68 WRC plus for the Rockies against righties the last 30 days, which is dead last. So I'm leaning heavily towards the Athletics in this game. The lines move towards the Rockies, but I think that's just because the money is coming in on the Rockies. It is a lean towards Oakland for me, but I don't think I'm going to get around to betting this game. So it's a pass for me at the moment, but it's Oakland or nothing for me.
Stop it. Get some help.
Yes, it's the 1-800 Gambler games of all 1-800 Gambler games.
And as much as I would love to go after a bum fight, I'm not going to in this one. These two teams don't care anymore, and neither do I. These two teams are combined. What are they combined? 69, nice, and 139. So two teams that are just playing, that are just awful this year, is not something I need to be going after. So complete stay away. I like a bunch of other. I have my spots on today's slate that I like. This game did not make it.
Fair. Yeah, we have 3 games remaining, and I think I have plays in all of them. So we'll get into that. Back to the chat here. Mo Harris likes the Brewers and the Royals. I am on the opposite side of the Royals there. I like the Twitties. I got the Twins first 5 and full game run lines. Rockies at home on a Saturday. You know, these athletes do play teams tough no matter what team they play. Fair. Wow, those athletics took them to the woodshed yesterday. Yeah, I mean, that score was a little closer. It was 8-5. That score was a lot closer than the game actually was because the Athletics were up, I think 7-1 at one point.
They were, yes.
Yeah. But we'll move on here. 3 games remaining. I did make a move on this game. I'm not as confident with the line move in it anymore. The Seattle Mariners are at the Arizona Diamondbacks. Mariners are minus 115 favorites with a total of 9.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here between Seattle and Arizona. We have Brian Wu taking on Brandon Vad.
Excuse me. It's Brandon Wu. Sorry, go ahead.
Brian Wu. Yes. Wu. The line opened up at a minus 120 for the Mariners. It's down to a minus 115. The line did get up to a minus 128. So the original line movement was towards the Mariners. It has come back down, and it's moved 5 cents towards the Diamondbacks since the opening line. Line opened up at a 9.5 minus 105. It's now 9.5 plus 105, a 10-cent line movement towards the under in this game. Let's take a look at the cash flow, see if it represents a move towards the Diamondbacks. 87% of the tickets, 86% of the cash is on the Mariners. The original line move was towards the Mariners, but then it's moved back, which is kind of concerning now. 55% of the tickets, 85% of the cash is on the under. The line's moved towards the under in this one here. Looking at ballpark pal for this one, what type of hitting conditions we get at Chase Field, which is, I can find it. There we go. It's plus 3% runs on this one, plus 5%, minus 5% home runs, plus 12% doubles, triples, 0% on the singles. And looking at the pitching matchup here, Brian Wu and Brandon Vad. Wu with a 4.78 ERA, 1.22 whip, 9.91 strikeouts per 9, which is 26%, 2.73 walks per 9, a 2.79 BABIP, a 4.80 FIP, and a 3.91 SIERA. On the flip side, Brandon Vad was just brought up, I believe, back up from AAA, and he's pitched in, I think, one start in the last 30 days.
One start, 6 innings, 3 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, 4 hits versus the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah, so not much to go over for him here. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Mariners here, 4.30 FIP, 3.61 SIERA compared to 4.76 FIP and a 4.49 SIERA for the bullpen of Arizona. Hitting advantage goes towards the Mariners here. They're actually hitting righties pretty well recently, 119 WRC plus, which is 8th, compared to the Diamondbacks, who are about average, 98 WRC plus against righties, which is 15th. I am on the Mariners. I took the Mariners last night at minus 122. Unfortunately, it's moved down to a 115, so you can get a better price now. That's where I'm on for this game is Seattle. I'm not going to add anything to this game. I don't really like the way the line's moving and the way the market's kind of concerning me with this Mariners play, but I did take the Mariners last night.
Yeah, this is a spot I wanted to kind of stay away from as well. I wanted to go after Arizona because I like Arizona, but man, they have dropped off. After being a really, really solid team, you wonder what. Well, they're still in a wild card spot, I believe. If not, they're a half game back. You got to wonder what they're thinking now. You got to wonder what the clubhouse is thinking, whether or not they're still going to go after it. Are they going to be buyers? Are they going to sell? What's the plan now with the Arizona Diamondbacks? They're 6 games above 500, so at least they're still solid there. But I don't know really what to expect from them. And Seattle's starting to do a little bit better now. They're now 3 games over 500. They've won 3 straight, so they're on they're starting a nice little winning streak, and they kind of have to if they want to get up towards that wild card. But for me in this one's one I just stayed away from. I like both of these two teams, so if I can't find a definitive reason to back one out of the two teams that I really, really like, then I'm not gonna go after the game. So it's a pass.
Yeah, and looking at the Diamondbacks, you can wonder why they've fallen off, but there's no question for me. It's because here are some of the pitchers that are starting in for them: Tommy Henry, Ryan Nelson, Brandon Fadd, and Zach Davies. Yes, I know you have Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly. Merrill Kelly's made one start in the last month and a half. But when you have one legitimate starting pitcher and the other ones are massive question marks, that's why you're falling off. That's why the Diamondbacks are not a team to be taken seriously.
Yep.
Back to the chat.
Yes. I could see some Rockies revenge angle, maybe. He's laughing at me. I like the woo Ric Flair. By Tim. Let's get it. Continue back in the Mariners. I don't hate it. Morning, boys. How's everybody been? Been good. Mariners first 5. Woo! I feel like the Mariners are just D-Crack's kryptonite. They don't really play all that often, so we don't really know that. Marte and Walker to both get hit pays good, and Marte has been on fire. Walker has been getting back on track. There you go. Better odds than back in the Diamondbacks money line. All right, that's true. We got 2 games left, Nick.
Yes, let me get back to here. This one was the one that was fun to watch last night because I genuinely enjoy watching the Texas Rangers lose baseball games right now. And watching the Padres do it to them was cool. Minus 175 for the Padres, total of 9 in this game. Once again, we have the Padres as monster favorites in this one against a first-place Rangers team. Maybe that tells us that once again the Padres are the look here. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here between Martin Perez and Yu Darvish. Line opened up at a minus 155 for the Padres. It's up to a 174, so a 19-cent line movement towards San Diego here. Line opened up at an 8.5 at minus 120. It's up to a 9 at minus 125. Let's take a look at the cash flow, see if that represents it. It really does not represent a move towards the over. 37% of the tickets, 87% of the cash is on the under. The line's moved up. Tells me that the over is worth a look here in this game. 77% of the tickets, 77% of the cash is on the Padres here in this one. The bigger bets are on the run line, though. 35% of the tickets, 71% of the cash is on the Padre run line in this game. And I kind of agree with that here. Let's take a look at Ballpark Pal, see what type of hitting conditions we have for this one here. Petco Park, minus 6%. Not a great hitters-friendly ballpark. Plus 8%. Home runs, minus 10%. Doubles, triples, and minus 7% singles. Looking at the pitching matchup, definitely a hitters-friendly pitchers matchup because both these pitchers have not been good. Martin Perez has been a straight fade for me the entire season. 7.36 ERA, 1.67 whip, 5.89 walks per 9, a 14% strikeout rate there. 5.89 strikeouts per 9, which is 14%. 4.91 walks per 9, a 281 BABIP, but a 7.16 FIP and a 5.93 SIERA. On the flip side, Yu Darvish, 4.84 ERA, 1.64 whip, 9.7 strikeouts per 9, which is 24%. 4.64 walks per 9. He does walk a lot of batters as well. 333 BABIP, a 5.86 FIP, and a 4.61 SIERA. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Rangers here, 4.84 FIP, 3.81 SIERA compared to 5.4 FIP, and a 4.27 SIERA for the Padres. Padres bullpen's been bad this year, which is probably a big reason why they are losing as many games as they are. The hitting advantage does go towards the Rangers here, 130 WRC plus, which is third against righties. Padres are hitting lefties decently, 109 WRC plus, which is 15th. I'm looking towards the Padres pretty heavily in this game here in this spot. And I think I'm going right back to what I bet yesterday. I've already bet the full game over. I got that at 8.5 minus 126 last night. And I did not do a free pick video for it because I did other games. I was trying to remember there. You can get, minus 140 for the Padres over 4.5 team total. And the first 5 run lines are -135. A little chalky here, but I'm grabbing both those here. I think the Padres do it again, and I think the Padres really get to Martin Perez, which I think is a straight fade material at this moment. So Padres team total over 4.5 at -140, and the first 5 -1/2 at -135 are both going to be on my card today.
Not to mention just backing home Yu Darvish. On the road, I want nothing to do with Yu Darvish. He's got some. He doesn't have any crazy splits. They're actually about the same at this point, but I'm guessing it's. Because last start at home he allowed 7 earned runs to the Pirates, so that's definitely going to skew your ERA at home. But previous to that, he's been pretty solid at home. He's been bad on the road, and I'm not trusting in Martin Perez. And once again, you got a team that is 4 games under 500 versus a team that's 16 games over. And then the team that is 4 games under is a -175. Seems like a weird line. I know it's the Padres. I'm grabbing them run line at +117. They're starting to look a little bit better. They're starting to make their way up. And we'll see how the rest of the season goes for them. But Padres today.
Yeah, Padres are a tricky team down the stretch. Kind of curious what this number is for them to make the playoffs, because I still think somebody who is down 7+ games right now is making a comeback, and I think the Padres can absolutely be that team. They're +300 to make the playoffs. If you think that the Padres can turn it around here, +300, and how many games out of a wild card here? They are 6.5 games out of a wild card, which I think is doable for them. I mean, we've seen teams from we've seen a team the last 4 years come back from down at least 7 games in the wild card to come back and get a spot in the wild card. So I definitely think we can see that with the Padres here in the spot.
Okay. Back to the check.
Yep. Where did we leave off here?
I don't remember.
Mariners, that one. Mariners first to 2 as well. Arizona's in pilot mode. Mariners race to 2. Machado 6 for 18, 4 singles and a double and a jack, only 1 strikeout. He's looked good. Taking the over. Yep. With legalization and increased competition, most books are putting up lines for all the NFL games already. There's good value. I like KC -7 against Detroit week 1. Lions linebacking core is. I really do like Kansas City week 1. I know you're supposed to fade the banner raising, whatever. Everybody loves Detroit this year, and I think that if you go ahead and fade Detroit, if you fade Detroit every single game this year on the spread, it'll be extremely profitable, because I think the Lions will be a bottom 5 ATS team this year. Simeon and Lau to get a hit again at plus money Lau is on a 15 hits on 11 straight games. Simeon 7 hits in his last 5 games, going hitless yesterday's game. Fair. Expect him to bounce back and get at least 1 today. Yes. Rangers over 9. Yes, I got an 8.5 last night, but yeah, I would still endorse the 9. Afternoon, what's good? Untouchable. For another plus money with only backing 2 hot hitters, Darvish lets an average of 7 hits. Yeah. Feel like those Fridays have ramped it up a notch a little bit. Yeah. Arizona will keep regressing to the end of the season. I 100% agree with that. They were one of those teams at the All-Star break I said, let's bet against them. Cincinnati and Texas are my 3 teams that were like, all right, we're betting against them. Nick, what are your CFL totals today? I like the over in the Toronto game, the under in the Edmonton game. Talking futures, anyone else getting in on the Kings to win it this year? If they follow how Golden State won it their first, they should be in it to win it at 50-1 this year. That's more of a Tim question.
I think they'll make
Sacramento Kings.
I think they'll be okay. And trust me, I was high on the Kings last year. I think the Kings are going to be good. There is 2 other teams in the West that I'd rather go after. I'm looking at a repeat. Obviously, I'm not betting the Nuggets at plus 450. If I'm taking a long shot, it's with Oklahoma City. That's what I'm thinking. I like Oklahoma City. And by the way, I got the Instagram play of the day ready.
All right. And Nick, you like Edmonton money line? Yes. I sprinkled the money line. I only put 0.2 units on it, but I do like Edmonton outright today. The Kings will regress. Their defense was trash, and they added no one on free agency. Keegan Murray will be slightly better, but the Kings made no significant moves. Yeah. With Bet365, they let you cash out futures, and if a team gets close to the playoffs, it could be an easy big cash out. There you go. Well, we'll head into the last game here. I did a free pick video on this one last night. I made a move on this total in this one. The LA Dodgers are taking on the Cincinnati Reds. The Dodgers are minus 190 with a total of 10.5 in this game. Taking a look at the line history between a beautiful pitching matchup of Emmett Sheehan and Luke Weaver. Line opened up at a minus 180. It's up to a minus 192. This did get up to minus 198 at one point last night and has come back down a little bit. Line opened up at a 9.5, and it's now to a 10.5 at minus 110. Let's take a look at the cash flow, see if it represents a line move towards the over and a line move towards the Dodgers. 23% of the tickets, 83% of cash is on the Reds, and the lines moved towards the Dodgers since the opening line. Line opened, we have 31% of the tickets and 81% of the cash is on the under, and the lines moved up a full run. So kind of some confusing line movements here in this spot there. Let's take a look at Ballpark Pal, see what type of hitting conditions we have at Chavez Ravine in Dodger Stadium. We have plus 6% home runs, plus 8% plus 6% total runs, which is the fifth best on the slate. 18% home runs, 1% double triples, minus 2% singles. Looking at the pitching matchup here in this one, this is a ugly pitching matchup. Weaver, 8.24 ERA, 1.93 WHIP the last 30 days, a 5.49 strikeout rate, which is 13%. 3.66 walks per 9, a 3.48 BABIP, a 7.4 FIP, and a 5.69 Sierra. On the flip side, the Emmett Sheehan has not been very good either. 10.38 ERA, 2.808 WHIP, 7.79 strikeouts per 9, which is 17%. 6.23 walks per 9, a 3.79 BABIP, a 5.13 FIP, and a 5.80 Sierra. The bullpen advantage goes towards the Dodgers here, 3.07 FIP of 3.97 Sierra compared to the Reds, which have one of the worst bullpens in baseball, 5.05 FIP, 4.78 Sierra. The Dodgers are number one the last 30 days against right-handed pitching with a 148 WRC plus, and on the other side, slightly below average are the Cincinnati Reds, 90, which is 21st. I am looking at the over in this game. I think this is one of the more clear and obvious overs on the board. Maybe it's a little too obvious, but I like the over in this game, and I kind of want to attack the Dodgers team total over as well against Weaver, the number one offense in baseball. Granted, it's a 5.5 at minus 120. I think they put up at least 7 in this game. I'm taking the Dodgers team total over 5.5 at minus 120 as well, but I got the full game over 10.5 here.
How about a little bit of a double up spot, Nick? We can go after the over with you, and then we can go after the second most profitable pitcher in baseball.
I already bet the Dodgers team total.
Luke Weaver and the Reds. Did the Reds win yesterday?
Yep. Killed my run line, and I live bet the Dodgers too.
Yeesh. That's cool. I kind of lean towards the Reds. It's just, do the Dodgers really deserve to be plus 200 or plus 190? We've seen this story plenty of times before.
No, it's Sheehan. No, it's Sheehan. That's why I took the team total, not the run line.
Yeah, exactly. I don't trust Sheehan. And Luke Weaver, I believe the Reds have won, 9 out of his last 10 starts?
Because he gets run support, which supports the over.
Yeah. 9 out of his last 10 starts, they won 5-4, 9-8, 5-4, 9-7, 11-10, 11-7, 3-2, 8-5, 11-10, 7-3. Yeah. His games go over a lot too. So I kind of want to double up on the spot, but I will be taking the over in this game, Nick.
Yes, I think the over is the best bet in that game.
But it's not the Instagram play of the day. That's I already got that one already.
You want to go ahead and reveal that before we head into housekeeping and recapping?
Here, you go through the chat first. I'm quickly putting up the over, and then I will do it.
All right.
I've already posted up on Instagram.
There we go.
So,
there we go. Tim, I forgot to congratulate you about the Nuggets winning it all. Time for chicken nuggets.
Oh, yeah. I've had plenty of chicken nuggies, especially with that nice ticket.
Yeah, OKC is the most overrated team in the NBA. They aren't a playoff team in the loaded West. Dallas and New Orleans will both be better next year.
Yeah, I could also see a step down from a couple of teams. And you look at the Oklahoma City Thunder. What was one thing they were missing last year, Nick? Oh, yeah, their first overall pick. They had a crazy good season without Chet. So they're missing their first round pick, and they still made the plans. SGA looked fantastic. Giddey looked fantastic. This team's going to build, and I really like OKC to be a top 4 team in the West next year. And I see the drop off of some teams like Golden State, like the Lakers. I don't think I think the Kings will drop a little bit. There's a bunch of teams in the West that I think are going to drop. And no, I'm not high on Dallas. And New Orleans is only going to be good if Zion's in, and he's never in. So I don't think that Dallas or New Orleans have a good season, especially with Kyrie signing in Dallas. I think that was a big mistake for Dallas because he brings nothing but toxic energy. So
he's a locker room cancer.
He's a locker room cancer. I like the Oklahoma City Thunder this year. I really do, and we'll talk about them a lot in a future show in a couple months.
Yep. Tim, great call yesterday with the Reds money line, first 5/full game money line, never in doubt. Yeah. Mookie Betts and Freeman both to get a hit, and for you can guess it, more plus money. And the Reds pitchers ain't hot shit either. No, Luke Weaver is terrible, and their bullpen's not much better. They do have some solid pitchers. This just isn't one of them. Who's a solid pitcher for the Reds? Honestly, who? Who's not at best, below average pitcher? Hunter Green? Graham Ashcraft? These guys are not good. Luke Weaver, Brandon Williamson. This is your rotation. That's why you're not making the playoffs this year. Yurfee, as usual. Yeah, the Dodger Yurfies. Freeman over 1.5 hits. Freeman RBI prop again. Weaver lets up 6 to 8 runs almost every outing, and Mookie Betts is on a 7-day hit streak, and Freeman is on a 7-game as well. But 13 hits over those 7 games. There you go. Jonathan India over 1.5 hits. I can see it. I do like the over. I would go to sleep with that bet out. Oh, with yeah. There we go. Chet is built like a stick. He will get shoved around the NBA.
Okay, we'll see. I think Chet wins Rookie of the Year.
There you go. How the odds compared on his over 1.5 hits compared to over 1.5 bases. Most books inflate the bases a little bit more. Well, yeah, because the bases you can get it on 1 hit with a double. With the hits, you have to have 2 of them. If he gets 2 hits, he has to get 2 bases. Exactly. Lively isn't horrible, but he doesn't get the run support. Okay, that's your best. If that's your best starter, I don't know how anybody thought this team could make the playoffs. Honestly. He'll be a lot better next year. I feel like there's a lot of young talent on this Reds team, which I think going forward could be interesting. This is just they're making an improvement because keep in mind, last year, the Reds were one of the worst teams in baseball. They've made a pretty decent transition this year. But that is all the games, Tim. That is all the chat. And you know what that means? It is time for?
Yep.
Housekeeping.
If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. We appreciate all the support. Check out all links in the description below: Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, Facebook, Picks and Parleys, Premium Plays, merch, TikTok, ESP Shorts, and the EarleSportsBets.com website, all linked down below. Make sure you guys are checking out all 4 of the social media links: Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. And speaking of Instagram, play of the day. We're going to the Bowtown. Boston Red Sox, money line, -115. And, of course, we had to put Mr. Tristan Casas on there. Casas, sorry. Onto the front cover of there. So 8-2 on our play of the days on the Instagram. Make sure you guys are following us over there. All of those links are in the description down below. Recap time. Going with the Angels today. We're going over in the Mets game. Going Cubbies. I like the over in the Orioles game, and I like the Orioles. I like the Astros today. Bo Sox is the pod. Going Brewers and the over. And then we're going Padre run line and the over in the Reds game. Let's get it, Nick.
Yeah, I'm on the Angels early. I got them first 5 at -110. I doubled down on the Twins here, first 5 -0.5 and full game -1.5. I'm on the Washington Nationals first 5 and team total over. I'm on the New York Yankees first 5 money line at -105. Also, their team total over 4.5, full game over 9.5. I do think they get to Wells there. Cubbies team total over 4.5, full game over 10. I'm also on those Red Sox. I got them first 5 and full game. Milwaukee and Atlanta over the 10. Mariners on the money line. Went a little bit big on the Padres here, first 5 -0.5, team total over 4.5, and I got the full game over 8.5 last night. And then ending the night off with the Dodgers over 5.5 team total and the full game over 10.5 as well.
There you go. That's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We got 4. Casas has been on fire too. His +2 bases or hit props has been killing it lately. Nice. Tiny wave again, A's. Oh, stop fading the Orioles, Nick. That's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll be back tomorrow. Good luck, guys.